Hey everybody, I was recently asked the question on a video conference call about how excited I am for Virginia basketball and Tony Bennett and their success. On the heels, of course, of Dabo, Swinney, and Clemson football's success too, given the fact that both those guys love Lead for God's sake, and they've given me the opportunity to work not only with their coaches and staff, but with their teams a little bit in the past few years. Well, my first reaction to that question was how thankful I was to have been given that opportunity, because those two guys have taught me way more than I could ever pour into them in terms of culture and leadership development stuff. What is it that sets them apart though? What are the things that really make them what I would classify as extraordinary coaches? And there's a lot of course, but there's three that jump out that I want to share with you today. The number one thing that I see is the level of alignment in their staff. They surround themselves with a staff that they are willing to listen to. Blind spots are a huge challenge for any leader in any field. But when you have people around you that live the values, that truly align with the values that you have on display, that's a huge, huge part of being successful as a team. So when you're talking about it, you want a staff that's also not only talking about it, but walking it out, and they have that. The second thing is the thing of heart set. I always talk about skill set, mindset, heart set. Skill set is the X's and O's. And Dabo, Swinney, Tony Bennett, both of them get that. They're brilliant X's and O's guys. They also understand the importance of mental toughness and getting the mindset right. Both those guys put a lot of time and effort into that. But these individuals especially focus on the heart set. Now, what is a heart set? A heart set has to do with really living the values that you've put out there, really living those things out. What does it mean to walk selflessly? What does it mean to walk in humility or graciously? These guys truly get that. They understand the importance of that. How do you have a healthy heart where you're not walking in anger or bitterness and unforgiveness, but more of a healed heart where we're truly walking healthy? You know, when you look across the bottom of the screen on ESPN and see the names going across there for whether it's athletes or coaches that have gotten in trouble, 9 times out of 10, they're heart set issues. Well, these guys get the fact that you have to pour into the heart, that you have to genuinely become intentional with developing the hearts around you. They get that, which leads me to the last one, which I think is the biggest one, and that is they truly understand the why. They get the fact that it's not about the wins and losses, the climbing of the ladder, or the position or power or even pay. These guys are truly about something way bigger that goes way beyond themselves. One of the ways you can see that clearly is how they handle adversity. Dabo was great over the years when they were struggling at handling adversity, and Tony Bennett has displayed the same thing. Who can forget last year's interview after that national championship or the March Madness upset in the first round that Virginia had to go through? Tony Bennett handled it with so much peace and grace and humility. You could tell that there was something bigger that Tony was about in that moment. And that always shines through. These guys get that it's about the impact, the relationships that they can have with these kids, and that they can not only impact these kids for a season or a lifetime, but for both of them, their faith is foundational. So they are all about impacting them from an eternal perspective too. I think that separates them, all three of those things. The alignment of their staff, the heart set that they focus on, and they understand the bigger why, the purpose has to be about more than just themselves. And you have to help your team understand it's about more than themselves. It's about a bigger picture. It's about all of us together. That, I believe, is what makes champions champions.